going on, YouTube? Thomas L here. Well, the Oscar was of course announced today, and it was a pretty the Oscars was pretty decent today. I mean, it still wasn't the same without a host or anything, but it wasn't half bad. It wasn't a train wreck as I kind of suspected, to be honest. Yeah, but and there was lots of literally there was lots of surprise winners here. So, with that being said, here are the Oscar winners. All right. For Best Picture, the winner went to Green Book. I was completely shocked by this. I mean, I literally suspected Roma to win because with Green Book, the director wasn't nominated for Best Director, and only I think about 4 or 5 times has a Best Picture, won without its director being nominated. So I literally suspected Roma to win. But I'm happy for Green Book. I mean, Green Book, I simply love Green Book. I mean, it was fantastic. Mahershala Ali, Viggo Mortensen was great. And heck, it's from the same guy who directed Dumb and Dumber. So, I mean, that's pretty cool too. Anyway. Alright, for Best Director, Alfonso Cuarón won for Roma. Well deserved. I mean, Alfonso Cuarón, I admit, I did not love Roma as most people did. But Alfonso Cuarón, I think, is a tremendous director. I mean, he did direct one of my favorite Harry Potter movie, believe it or not. And I really like Gravity, and this is his second win, so that's pretty cool too. I mean, he won for Gravity, so well deserved for Roma. I mean, he did a really great job at directing, but I didn't really care much for the movie, but his direction was decent. I was hoping for Spike Lee because Spike Lee haven't really won a directing award yet, so hopefully in the future he'll win, but we'll see. All right, for Best Actor, it went to Rami Malek. I love this one. I mean, I wouldn't mind if it had gone to either Christian Bale, Bradley Cooper, or even William Dafoe or Viggo Mortensen, but Rami Malek winning for Bohemian Rhapsody, definitely a well-deserved win. I mean, he really embodied the role of Freddie Mercury. I mean, they put some really great makeup on him to make him look like Freddie Mercury. I mean, and it's pretty much his best performance as well. Of course, he's good on Mr. Robot and all, but him in Bohemian Rhapsody is definitely a well-deserving win. All right, for Best Actress, it went to Olivia Colman. Now, this one I was completely shocked by. I mean, I literally suspected it should be Glenn Close because she's been winning all the awards and all that. Even Olivia Colman looked shocked that she won. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm actually happy that Olivia Colman won because I didn't love The Favorite as most people did, but Olivia Colman in The Favorite was terrific and definitely a well-deserved win. And I kind of like Olivia Colman. I mean, I haven't really seen much British movies or anything with her in it, but I've seen her pop up in other stuff, and she's pretty decent. So happy for her that she won. For Best Supporting Actor, Mahershala Ali won. Now, I was kind of hoping for Sam Elliott because, come on, the guy's a legend, and he's never even been nominated before. So, but I'm really happy to see Mahershala Ali winning because he was terrific in Green Book. He was, of course, really great in Moonlight, and this is pretty much his second win after Moonlight. And Mahershala Ali, I really love him as an actor. The guy could play a good guy role like in Moonlight and Green Book, and he could play a villain role in someone like Aaliyah Battle Angel or Luke Cage. Him as Don Shirley is really great casting, and I just definitely well deserving for Mahershala Ali. For Best Supporting Actress, the winner went to Regina King for If Beale Street Could Talk. I still wish Claire Foy was nominated for this, and if she had been nominated, I would have actually rooted for Claire Foy. But Regina King, her win is definitely well deserving. And I mean, this is actually her first Oscar nomination too. She has been in Oscar nominated films though, she was in Jerry Maguire, she was in Ray, but this is her first actual Oscar nomination, and it's her first Oscar win. I mean, I would have been down for Amy Adams to win because, I mean, come on. Amy Adams is like the female Leo DiCaprio. She's not yet. Hopefully in the future she'll win, but we'll see what happens there. But I'm still happy that Regina King won because her and If Beale Street Could Talk was really amazing. And I mean, she's actually the second actor from a Barry Jenkins movie to win a supporting supporting character because Mahershala Ali, of course, won for Moonlight, and that was also directed by Barry Jenkins. So if you're in a Barry Jenkins film, it's 100% chance that you might actually win of the best supporting role. I like Barry Jenkins. I mean, he directed two pretty good films, and can't wait to see what that guy does next. Anyway, as for Jane King, definitely a well-deserved win, and I believe last year she won an Emmy as well, so she has an Oscar and an Emmy. I think she needs like a Tony Award to be an EGOT, or I guess a Grammy. To be honest, I don't really know much about the EGOT stuff, but anyway. Best original screenplay, Green Book. That was a no shocker. I mean, I would have suspected either The Favorite or maybe Aroma, but Green Book definitely a well-deserved win. For best adapted screenplay, went to Black Klansman. I literally suspected it should be If Beale Street Could Talk, because I mean, If Beale Street Could Talk didn't really other than Regina King. If Beale Street Could Talk really didn't hardly win any awards, which I was surprised about because when I first saw that trailer, I literally said in my head, "Yep, this movie's going to win tons of Oscars," and I was like, I mean, it won Regina King won for Best Supporting Actress, so that's cool. But anyway, I'm happy that Black Klansman won. I mean, Spike Lee is terrific. You know, who doesn't love Spike Lee? The guy's awesome. And I'm finally glad that Spike Lee at least has an Oscar. He should have an Oscar for Best Directing, but hey, guess you can't win them all, right? All right. For Best Animated Feature, this was no shocker. It was Spider-Man Into Spider-Verse. I mean, I was kind of hoping for Ralph Breaks the Internet because that would have been a makeup for the first Wreck-It Ralph losing against Brave. But Spider-Man Into Spider-Verse was a well-deserving win. It's a fantastic anime film. I mean, cool. Yeah, of course, it has great animation, and I believe it's the first Spider-Man movie to be an Oscar winner. So there's that. I mean, I actually also suspected probably Incredibles 2 because the Oscars do love Disney. And Spider-Man Into Spider-Verse is actually the first non-Disney movie to win Best Animated Feature since I believe Rango. I think Rango was the last one. Because Rango was from Paramount, so I believe that was the last animated movie, non-Disney movie to win Best Animated Feature. So there's that. All right, for Best Foreign Language, it was a no shocker. It's Roma. I mean, I was kind of hoping for Cold War because between Roma and Cold War, I gotta say I kind of like Cold War a little more. But cool to see Roma winning. I mean, I didn't care much for the movie, but to me, it's actually not really that great of a film. But it's actually not a bad foreign film, And Alfonso Cuarón is a really cool director, so yeah, Roma won some pretty good awards tonight. All right. For Best Documentary Feature, it was Free Solo, that one. Oh man, I'm saying now I'm still disappointed that Won't You Be My Neighbor was snubbed. Because I mean, I can't really say it's the best out of all these because I haven't really seen these documentaries. But I mean, Won't You Be My Neighbor it's pretty much one of my favorite movies of last year, and still shame it didn't get nomination, and it should have won, by the way. But I heard pretty good stuff about Free Solo. I managed to see it a couple of times, but never really got around to it. Maybe if it's on TV or whatever, I'll probably give it a shot. Also for documentary source subject, Period and a Sentence one. Don't really know much about that. Live action short, Skin one, and best animated short, Bayo one. The only one here I've actually seen was Bayo, and that's a terrific short. Man, Pixar does when Pixar does short movies, short films, they do them justice, All right. Best original song went to Black Panther. I kind of suspected it should be if Beale Street could talk, but happy for Black Panther. Best original song was no shocker. It was "Shallow" from A Star Is Born. I think that's the only win that Star Is Born won. I mean, well deserved there because out of all the original song nominations, "Shallow" from A Star Is Born is definitely my favorite out of the bunch. So really happy for "Shallow" winning. For best sound editing and sound mixing, Bohemian Rhapsody won for both of them. I actually suspected it should be First Man because the sound effects in that was awesome. But the sound in Bohemian Rhapsody was great too, so definitely well deserved win there. Best production design went to Black Panther. Kind of no shocker there. Best cinematography, Roma. Now I wasn't on that big with Roma, but I will say one thing: the cinematography in that was actually pretty decent. So definitely that's a well deserved win there. And the cinematography in Cold War was pretty decent too. Anyway, best makeup and hairstyling, it was no shocker. It was Vice. Still wish Stan and Ollie got nominated in this category, but anyway, definitely a well deserved win there because I mean the makeup they used for Christian Bale, Amy Adams, and the cast was terrific. I mean, it's probably some of my favorite makeup of the year because they did they did such a good job with the makeup for that. For best costume design, went to Black Panther. I mean, I actually suspect it should be the favorite because the Oscars do love period piece movies, and the favorites seem like a lock for the costume design one. But well deserved though. I mean, the costume is amazing, Black Panther. So best filming went to Bohemian Rhapsody. I actually suspected it should be Green Book, but definitely a well-deserved win for Bohemian Rhapsody because the editing in that was really terrific. Best visual effects went to First Man. I mean, I was completely shocked it wasn't Infinity War, but I mean, the effects in First Man was terrific. I mean, it literally looked like the way they made the space literally looked like you were in outer space, and that's a really deserving win. I really like First Man too. I mean, it wasn't like Damien Chazelle's best work. I mean, that honor would probably go to either Whiplash or La La Land, but it was still a pretty decent one, and it was a good movie. So I'm glad it won. I personally would have picked Infinity War because the effects in that was terrific, but definitely First Man, the visual effects in that was good. So yeah, well, that's pretty much all. I mean, this was a pretty good show. Like I said, I literally suspected it should be a train wreck because the Oscars lately has, I mean, because the whole drama with the Oscars has been, not all that. Like the drama has been crazy here. I mean, between the whole them adding a best popular category between the whole Kevin Hart situation and all. But I'm glad the Oscar show telecast was really decent. So I'm still hoping next year they get a host though, because like I said, the Oscars it's not really the same without a host. But we'll see what happens next year. But anyway, let me leave to you guys. What were your thoughts on the Oscars? Did you watch them? Were there like any were there any surprises in the with the wins? Drop a comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This here is Tom Sales signing off.